this post.
All right, I'm there.
This post comes from Victoria7. Recently, I've been feeling depressed and lonely. I'm homeschooled and I have no one to talk to. I stopped doing my work. There's no reason I'm doing my work. I just feel hopeless. I've always wanted to be a singer and I gave up on that. I stopped eating. I'm having relationship problems and I don't know what to do anymore. I never go out because of snow and I have a mental problem where snow makes me depressed. Oh man. Victoria, thank you for posting. Thank you for being honest about what's going on. It sounds like there's a lot. Sounds like you, there's just a stack of things. Feeling depressed, the kind of seasonal depression thing, it sounds like. I know that's a thing with a lot of people. Yeah. That's the thing with me. As well as being homeschooled, feeling like you're kind of isolated, and just kind of given up on a lot of things, like why would I do my schoolwork? I don't really care. Yeah. Why would I eat? Don't really care. Kind of stop seeing the point in trying or putting out any kind of effort. And so, I think this is where a lot of people have been and where a lot of people are now. And here's the thing, you are not stupid. You are not worthless. You're not a freak for thinking these things. Yeah. This is, just like you said, it's just some life issues. That absolutely, this is not that it's a small deal, but this is part of life. This is stuff that happens in people's lives, and you're not weird for having it happen. Yeah. And so we're really thankful that you posted and you're honest, because just you being honest is both going to be good for you as well as help other people. That's pretty cool. So Danjo, thoughts on this?
I totally understand and sympathize with how you're feeling and why you're feeling this way. I think that's really it's really significant. When you're home by yourself and don't really have a bunch of access to people, you're going to feel lonely, and that makes sense why you feel lonely. I'm curious though, like if the only kind of relationship that will make you feel not lonely is the one that you have physically with somebody, because I know that's like that's the thing for some people, where it's like even though, and I'm sure there are people here, chat, you let me know if you felt this way, where the relationship doesn't feel real unless there's a person like right there,
yes.
Or like turned off.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's fine. But like that doesn't take away from the care and the love that a person has for you just because they're online. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean?
Yeah.
We absolutely care for you. We legitimately care for you. We're taking the time out of our day to talk about this topic, to address this, to show you some, to give you some care. That's what we're doing by taking this time and making it happen. So like, I just want you to know that like we're certainly being authentic with our emotions and hoping that this expression of the care we have for you makes you feel less alone, right? But I'm just interested in that concept of what makes a relationship feel real and authentic, and I just think it's something to explore and to take in consideration and ask yourself, like what am I looking for in a relationship? Is it a physical thing? Is it just like I want to be able to like hug someone? I feel like that sometimes. I'm a very much a physical affection. I like hugging people, like shaking hands. I like high fiving, all that. Like being with a person, sharing space with that person. Man, that makes me feel so loved and connected to that person. But like I certainly feel connected to you just thinking about what's going on in your life right now, considering that. So, and I also understand like how those feelings can certainly make things that you wish you could do feel even more far away, more unattainable, more impossible to achieve goals. Because like, gosh, if I don't even have basic connection with human beings, why on earth would I think it's possible for me to pursue a career in singing or being good in any of these other areas? I can't even have friends, you know?
Yep.
But I just want to remind you that there have been lots of people I know in our community here at HeartSupport, but just other people who have been in similar situations that have found themselves in isolation, yet have redefined the barriers of relationships in a way to that they still feel cared for and still feel encouraged to pursue their goals and achieve their dreams. And I don't want this circumstance or this mental position that you're in right now to ever keep you from living your life and being happy and pursuing those dreams and accomplishing those goals and building new relationships, online or not.
Yeah.
You're worthy of those things, and we want to help make that possible for you, and certainly encourage you to build on that and those things. So
yeah, I think that's important to think about what you want from a relationship, you know, because there's the thing is like, I don't know, there's certain things that relationships do for us that makes us feel good, right? Obviously it's good just to connect with other people, but I mean, part of it, like where it's kind of seeping into the rest of your life. I mean, at least in my life, it feels like when I'm not getting something out of a relationship that I want, or I feel like there's kind of a lack of a certain thing that could be provided by a relationship in my life, then it just feels like, everything else is kind of empty, right? When I feel like I don't know, like I can't have a deep talk with a friend or something like that, where I just don't feel like anybody's like given me the time to be honest with me. That kind of thing makes me feel like, oh, well, I guess I'm just not worth like paying attention to, you know, I'm not really worth anybody's time. And so if that's true, and then you kind of go down that path of like, okay, if that's true, then this, and if that's true, then that, and if that's true, then that.
It like justifies the next negative thought about yourself.
And so there's all these implications, and man, and that what's hard is that kind of just like daisy chaining of all these thoughts can happen from a relationship. It can happen from a failed career, or a seemingly failed career, or a loss of a dream, you know. It can be that from just being stuck inside. It can be from not feeling like you have a future. And I think that's one of those things that, you know, when you can't see like a goal, any kind of long-term goal, that it's really hard to be motivated. That's like one of the major things that contributes to motivation, is seeing that there's some place you're going, you know?
Right.
And to me, it sounds like in your post, it's like, dude, I am just hanging out at home. I'm kind of stuck here. I don't really talk to anybody. It's just snowing outside and it makes me depressed. I can't go outside and I have to do my work. And I don't see any point in doing that. And why even continue doing this? This sucks.
Yeah.
And when that's your whole context, feels awful, man.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
I am curious though about like, how does this stopping eating help that? You know, because like I don't know, I see like maybe the top part of the post as like, here's what the problem is, and I kind of see this second part as just like, here's my response to all those things.
Yeah.
You know, gave up on singing. I'm having relationship problems. Maybe that wasn't a choice, but that's still a thing that's a byproduct of that. And I've stopped eating. Like what's that doing for you? You know, like if the goal is to not feel a certain way, then ceasing nourishing your body is certainly not going, and this is maybe just me being over logical about something. Sure. And I please forgive me if this sounds,
it's okay,
you know, rude or whatever, but like, how is that going to make anything better?
Yeah.
Like realistic, honestly, truthfully, how is you depriving yourself of sustenance and nutrition, things that are essential for a person to live, how is that helping?
Yeah.
You're basically slowly poisoning yourself by doing so. And then what? You're going to have more negative outcomes that are going to do what? Make you feel worse.
Yeah.
So I'm having a hard time understanding the justification of that choice. And I just want you to think about that.
Sure.
Just to consider that, right? Are there better ways to react other than the way that you are reacting to it and trying to deal with these emotions? Is there a more healthy way to process and feel these things, you know?
Yeah.
To express these feelings? Because certainly not taking care of your body's basic needs is not going to help.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents on that.
No, I mean, yeah, I agree.
But I also understand, you know, I don't want to
Sure.
cut that off right there. So
Yeah. I think, you know, it's like a lot of things. I mean, we do stuff that isn't good for us because it's comfortable, because it's easier, because it makes sense at the time.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's certainly like the thing is, Victoria, like I would assume that you're in this place where this kind of response makes sense in your mind, right? And it could be something like, well, if I can't do blank, then why do anything, right? Why even continue to try anything? And you can start telling yourself the story of like, nobody cares about me. I don't matter. I'm not important.
Yeah.
And so why, and then effort is difficult in any circumstance, putting out any kind of effort. So why put out any kind of effort to reach out to anybody, to do anything in my career, to eat or to sleep well, to do anything that is not comfortable?
Right.
And that totally makes sense.
Yep.
Why you do that. I think what we're trying to get at here is like, man, what kind of choices can you make that will not keep you in this place, but will actually help you get out?
That.
Because even if you feel like even if you're in a place where you feel like you're not worth the effort, it is worth the effort to try to get to a point where you feel like you're worth the effort.
Sure. Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so a difference might be, okay, well, I don't have any relationships and I just can't, I don't feel like anybody cares about me. Okay. Even if you feel that way, how can you care for you? How can you be the first person to take care of yourself?
Yeah.
How can you care for other people? Right? Maybe there's a way. I mean, you obviously have access to the HeartSupport wall. Maybe it's just starting out with like, I don't know. We kind of get in this way of thinking that is just ourselves, right? And and it's not on purpose that we're trying to be like selfish, but it's my entire world is my problems right now. It's really easy to get focused on that. It's like tunnel visioned, right? And when you're in that state, it's hard to remember that there are other people in the world. There are other problems. There are other things. Not saying that what you're going through isn't a big deal, because it is. But when you open up your context to a bigger thing in the world, like a bigger idea of, oh, there's my family. There are other people. There are, the community online. There are these other hobbies, these other things. There are other things going on in the world. Then you become part of that bigger world instead of the entire world. And then these all-consuming problems, these things that are frustrating to you, don't take up the entire world. They take up your little part of the world. And you see that there's more possibilities to actually grow and get better and to help yourself and to help other people and to find purpose and care and a place. Like, man, there's so many good things about that. I know it's easier said than done. But man, I mean, that's what we're here for at HeartSupport. We're here to help you see that there is a bigger world.
Yes.
And give you opportunities to help other people and to serve, to give you opportunities to be honest and say, this is what I'm going through, and not be looked at as a freak. And you can be proved wrong. That if you think nobody cares about you, look at this. I mean, you already have 13 replies on this post.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously matter a little bit. You know, there are people who care about you.
That's right. Definitely matter to us.
And that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'd love? I would love for you to get to a point, Victoria, where you go out into that place, out into the snow, right? And you sing as loud as you can. Because for me, as a creative person, like hearing that somebody's expression is silenced because of something that just isn't true, like that really gets to me, like really sucks to hear that. And like the last thing that I would want is for my ability to express love and care and whatever other emotion I have, if that was taken away from me, that would wreck me. I would be in a tough place if I couldn't do that. But I want eventually for you to get to a point where you have such a strong understanding of your worth and your value in this world that when you see it snow, it's just another day. And that you understand that your voice deserves to be heard, regardless if you think it's awesome or not, like whatever, like people's opinions, your own included, aside from that. Like if there is a desire and a yearning for you to sing, that you would be able to sing no matter what the weather is. You would be able to sing no matter what your relationship looks like. You'd be able to sing and have joy in that regardless of whatever circumstance is in your life right now, my friend. Your voice is worth hearing. I want to hear it. We want to hear it. And don't let that get in the way. Don't let those things get in the way of that. Okay? I think it's incredible that you shared this with us. I think it's so brave, and I'm sorry that these things are happening, but we want you to live a life that is free of these barriers and limitations that are affecting your life. Okay? The depression, the loneliness, the relationship issues, the potential eating disorder, whatever is going on. We want you to get help for those things. And we want to encourage you and walk with you to help you realize that you're not just in this by yourself. You're not alone. A lot of people have these feelings, and one, they're worth hearing, and two, you don't need to go through them by yourself. So
yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Victoria, thank you so much for opening up and sharing. This is really cool that you did that. Sorry you're going through these things, but it's okay. It's okay. And we would love to hang out with you here on stream and get to know you more.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'd love to hear about how things are going. Thank you everyone who replied. If you posted on the wall or used our command in chat, please keep us up to speed on how things are going and let us know if we can help you in any other way. I'd love to get to know you a little bit better. So thanks for posting.